I love, as you of course know, teddy bears because that's what I have.
And who doesn't, right?
Right, everybody loves a teddy bear, except not all. I take it back. There are a few people that walk by and say negative things, and I really just look at them and go, what?
What did they say?
They'll say, oh, these are scary, this is weird, this is silly. Why would somebody on a bayfront have all of these teddy bears? I love teddy bears, and it started with one. When we moved to the bayfront, that's when it really started going crazy, actually.
Is that when we lost it, Marcy?
I think so. In fact, we were in to take a step backwards, we were in bed one morning, waking up, and because if you're on the bayfront, you hear people if the windows are open, you can hear their conversation. I mean, you literally can hear what they are talking about. So there were two men, they were walking by, and one of them went, oh my God. And the second one said, it's a hobby gone awry. And I was teaching at Cal State Fullerton at the time too, so.
What did you teach?
I was in the education department doing with the mathematics part for elementary school teachers and supervising student teachers.
So teaching teachers how to teach math.
Correct. On Tuesday morning, now remember, we saw it on Sunday. On Tuesday morning, we went and made an offer. My husband was in a Board of Education meeting that night. He was Assistant Superintendent for Personnel, and so he had to attend meetings. And while he was in that meeting, they called us and said, your offer's been accepted, the house is yours. Oh, 2 days later, the realtor this is only her third or fourth day. Look at how much work she did for her commission. And we now have a house, and we're going, oh my gosh, what do we do? How are we going to afford to even, what are we doing? What are we thinking? $75,000. That was a lot. We fell in love with it that week that we were renting here, and we went, oh my gosh. It's not making math fun, it's making math a thinking sport. That's how I really used to think of it, that it is fun, but you're not doing math for fun's sake. You're doing math for the problem solving, the involvement, the getting kids excited about things and having to say, wait a minute, but if that's true, oh no, then that has to be. And I developed a whole lot of materials that are still being marketed all over. I have over 300 products that I've written. Some of them are books in book fashion. They're not textbooks, they're activity books that you can run off copies and get the kids involved. Kindergarten through 8th grade, although a number of high school teachers have purchased my stuff and said, oh, my kids just eat it up because it's thinking. I mean, if I gave you one of the tasks, which I could do, where you have 10 tiles and you've got to deal with all of these things and get them all to fit on the sheet, and you have to deal with, you would be probing, exploring, experimenting, persevering to get it. It's not just, there it says 6 times 5 is 30. No, it'll say something like box. If you were, let's say, doing multiplication, it would say box times box, so it's a single digit times a single digit, is 20-something. So what are you going to put there?
So you made it a business.
Right.
Called?
Marcy Cook Math, M-A-T-H. Yeah.
In what year?
My first copyright, and that was when I started, was in 1978.
Give me an idea how successful it's become.
Oh, extremely successful. It just mushroomed and mushroomed, and I've gotten to speak in 39, I just looked it up again, 39 foreign countries doing presentations, and 44 of the 50 states in the United States, I've done presentations in
Ongoing
math.
business still.
So I retired last year from doing my seminars and presentations. However, the materials are still out there. we were living on Diamond, not on the Bayfront at the time. And a neighbor came by, happened to be the wife of the current mayor at the time. And she came by and she carried this bear and she said, "Marcy, look what I just bought." And she said, "You've got to hold it." And I went, "Oh, it's okay, because I've never had a teddy bear in my life." So anyway, she said, "No, no, 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 hold it, because it feels like a baby. If you hold it up here, it'll kind of just melt." And I did, and I fell in love with it right away. I had to go say, "So where did you get this teddy bear?" And she shared with me where she did. It was up in Fashion Island, and I went up to Fashion Island and bought the exact same teddy bear, plopped it on my dresser, thinking, "Oh, yay, I have this cute teddy bear." And then I don't know what happened. Somebody bought me one, and now I had two. And then my son is dating a girl who loved Beanie Babies, and now the two went to 120
Long before
too.
Anthony's time.
And so now
Before your time, though.
we had teddy bears then starting to be everywhere. I was doing the New England fall foliage tour. So we went to 6 different states in New England, and I came home with 18 new bears. We're running out of space because bears are everywhere. Favorite, I would probably have to say my very first bear that I ever got, just because it started my whole world of collecting.
They all have names?
Oh, are you kidding? I don't know that many names. How could you come up with 4,531 different names? I do have a few repeat ones, either because somebody gave me one that I had already bought, or I forgot that I had that one, and whoops, it's the same one again. So it's like they're twins. No, he doesn't. Actually, the only ones that have a name are, we lost a son to cancer, and one of the bear companies came out with a bear that was named already, and his name was Bobby. And so I have a bear that's the Bobby bear. But other than that, none. I own 4,531 bears, and that's the most right now. However, next week, if you ask me again, it might change. But I'm not in competition. I don't want to go over another 6,000 to beat her out.
Do you think yours is the most famous?
I think it's probably the most talked about. Definitely, I'm not sure if famous is the right word, but it's the most talked
Notorious,
about.
perhaps.
And so many people walk by. And the funny thing is, on the Hobby Gone Awry, there are so many people that don't know the word awry, I guess. They'll sit there and they'll go, "Hobby Gone
Worry.
Ari." But my favorite was one, this is when my husband was still alive. These people went by and they went, "Oh my gosh, it says hubby gone away. He must have gotten tired of all the bears and left."